So you want to buy a PlayStation? Well, you picked the perfect time to do it because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know before you buy one. Okay, so first up is the actual PS5 itself. As you can see right here, it's in rest mode indicated by the yellow light. When it hits blue, that means it's turned on, and when there's no light right there, that means that it is turned off. So rest mode is where you can download games, you can upload features, do all kinds of different stuff. But then moving on down here, you have your disk drive. Most of these have disk drives. There's a couple that are digital only that do not, but over and all, it's pretty solid. So next up, you have two ports right here on the actual PlayStation. As you can see, I've got a USB-C plug right here for a wireless controller, but you can also plug into another a USB-C right here or a USB right there. So that comes with that. It also does not have any silicone slabs to where you can just lay it down like the Xbox one would, but it does come with a pretty unique stand, which over and all makes it very, very easy to stand up for a nice little design to match with your TV. Okay, so next is the back of the actual PlayStation. As you can see, it kind of looks like a wireless Wi-Fi router, which is pretty neat. But you have some ports right here. The first port you'll see is for a USB. You'll see another USB. You'll see an Ethernet port right here so that you can plug in your Wi-Fi router for faster gaming or faster downloads for video clips or whatever. Then you have another USB port and you have the power cord. So this right here is what you're going to use to actually turn on your PlayStation. And then in the back you can plug in whatever. I have a controller charger right back here, and I also have an external hard drive back here. So over and all, it just depends on what you want in the back, but that's the exterior of the PlayStation. So now let's move on to the next thing. So now let's break down the actual menu. So if you see here, you'll start up with the Welcome tab. As you go down, you'll notice this right here is your uploads. So for instance, 20%, that one's not uploading for some reason. Just due to recording purposes, I upload a lot, so that could be the reason. You can also go over here. If you have PlayStation Plus, you can click on this and you can actually download monthly games. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, you can still try your best to get it and then download them. Right over here, you have just accessibility features to customize it to your liking. There's new widgets available for the actual menu screen and for the controller. Then as you can see right here, you can see your friends, you can see your trophies, you can see your friend activities, so what your friends have been playing. You can see your free content space, which I don't really have much storage simply because of filming for content, so there's always that. But then you also have your controller battery. So if you look right there, mine is, almost dead. But moving on right here, you have a wish list so that you can just have pre-order games that you want to be wish list. You have your media gallery so you can scroll through and access. You have an accessibility feature for your PlayStation, and then you can also have your messages that friends can actually send you. Not people that don't have you added as a friend. People who have you added as a friend can send you messages and you can view them later. Next, there's an icon right up here. That's going to be your gamer icon, so you can check your online status as either online or offline. You can check out your profile, your trophies, or you can even switch users. So if we go on over to profile, it'll take me to my overview. It'll take me to how many games I have versus how many hours I have played in games. It'll take me to my friends. Take me to all the little goodies. Next, we have one of the biggest reasons why you should buy a PlayStation, and that is trophies and trophy hunting. You're going to want to do platinum-based trophies, which allow for trophy hunting that Xbox doesn't have, because see, they have achievements, but there's nothing like getting a platinum. So if you're a trophy hunter and you want to achieve everything a game gives you to get your money's worth, then I would definitely recommend getting a PlayStation so you can go trophy hunting. So then you're going to see this icon right here. This is the PlayStation Store. So this is where it's home to all your video games that you might want to buy, period. This brings us to PlayStation Plus. So this right here, there's 3 different tiers. I know I mentioned in a video prior to this one that it really wasn't worth it, but if you find yourself wanting to play multiplayer games with friends, you are going to need PlayStation Plus. So over and all, let's break down what the different ones are. Because there's Premium, there's Extra, and there's Essential. Essential is going to be the cheapest one for you, Extra is going to be the middle ground, and then Premium is going to be the high quality one. So right here, you can see Premium comes with a classic catalog, which means a bunch of different games that you can download that you may not have had access to before, like one of them being Batman Arkham Origins. It also comes with game trials and all these different things, which majority of these do come with. But let's talk about what this one does have. It has cloud streaming, it has the Classics catalog, the Sony Pictures catalog, so you can get movies and games exclusive to only this that you cannot get anywhere else, including purchasing it as a disc. But you can also get cloud streaming in here so that you're able to just stream your games, which makes it a lot easier if you are a content creator or trying to get into content creation. But then over here, you can see the only difference is you have the classic catalog in the extra versus the essential. And if you look at the differences in prices, it's not really that much difference between these two. So if you're looking for a higher end budget, I go with the premium. But if you're looking for just something to play multiplayer games, I would just get essential. Because the classic games, the game catalog, really not worth it whatsoever. You can literally buy those games on sale all the time because PlayStation has deals every single month, which makes it great. But if you're looking for online games and this is important to you, then I would recommend getting Essential. One other thing to note about the PlayStation is the price. So on some of the consoles they can waver, but they're majorly around $400 to $600. I would stick with the $500 price range and just get the original. I have had no issues with it and it has been great. The PS5 Slim, PS5 Pro, they're both great consoles. However, there's not too much of a difference between the Pro and the original to really go for the price increase. So if you're looking for just gaming itself and casual gaming, but you want your discs, then I would go for the Pro, or I would go for the original. Both of those are completely fine. However, if you're one that just wants something a little more laid back, and you really just don't care about disc games whatsoever, and you just want to play digital content, then go with the cheapest version, because that's the digital only, and it's just going to be about $100 or $50 less than the actual PlayStation itself. The only reason I would not recommend getting a PlayStation is if you're a subscription-based gamer. Which means if you are someone who wants subscription-based like Game Pass, I would go with the Xbox. But if you're looking for your own physical games or your own digital games that are in your library, then I would go with the PlayStation. So you could turn it on by controller right here, but if you mash this button right here, as you can see, it turns blue, and then the PlayStation will turn on to the TV. But while that's turning on, one other interesting thing to note is right there is actually the eject button to eject whatever disc you may have inside the actual PlayStation. So you don't have to worry about your disc getting jammed or stuck or anything of the sorts. But this is what pops up. As you can see, it says press your PlayStation button controller. So let's go ahead and take a look at the controller itself. Okay, so now let's take a look at the actual controller itself. So right here, you have two joysticks that you can move around however. On the Xbox One, it's up here, but I actually personally like them better right here. On this button right here, you can mash it, and you'll see it starts to glow blue. This is to indicate the controller has now been paired and connected to your PlayStation. There's this little button right here you can mash. As you can see, it will turn like a yellowy orange hue to show that your mic is muted. So now people cannot hear you when you're speaking, which is very beneficial. Up next, there's the audio jack right in there. That's going to be so you can plug in a headset or whatever. Up here you have a nice little D-pad to just move around the smooth functions of the actual PlayStation menu. There's a button right here for you to save video clips or pictures. There's also another button for you to do a pause menu. You have the D-pad right here, which you can mash down to access your map or whatever with any game you're playing. You have 4 buttons. You have your triangle, circle, square, and X button. And those right there are going to be what are going to help you move around just like you would with any other controller. Looking at the front of the controller, the DualSense is cool because you can actually lock these so they'll only go certain ways, but then they'll open up. You have the same similar functions and buttons. And then right here you have a charging port. So here's what's interesting. The USB-C right there is how you charge the controller. You actually don't have to have batteries, which makes it very, very beneficial. Okay, this brings us to exclusive games. So as you can see, these are games right here that you cannot get unless you have a PlayStation. So Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Miles Morales are all games that are PlayStation exclusives. Now there's a lot more, but let's get into why you should get a PlayStation based off of exclusives.
Are you strong enough to pierce my armor? Release me from this world.
now to head back to Ugetsu.
So now you saw exclusive games, much like this one right here. So if you're looking at getting an Xbox or a PC, here's something you need to know before you buy those. First thing, you can only play games like Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Ghost of Yote, any of those on a PlayStation. So you're not able to play those games on an Xbox. Now I know PC does have some of those games on there simply because they've been released, but what PC doesn't have is some of the Sony exclusive content that is only released on PlayStation. So if you're a cosmetic only person, then I would 100% recommend getting the PlayStation so that you can get every single piece of cosmetics. Also, much like other games that are already on there, like Batman Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Asylum, any of those, they have exclusive content only found on PlayStation itself. The Horizon games are found on PlayStation. Lego Horizons that just released in 25 is found on the PlayStation. So if you want games much like this one and you want to play it on the quality that they're supposed to be, then a PlayStation is for you. If you swipe over, you can actually get to the media, which shows you a bunch of different movies and TV shows and YouTube, all these different things you can stream. You can go under here and watch my channel if you'd like. But as you can see, I have some stuff downloaded right here so that I can just use it as background noise whenever I'm not playing a game, and your PlayStation can run it for you, which shows this thing truly is a powerhouse. If you care about exclusive games, immersive gameplay, and just overall a great gaming experience, you also want exclusive content, or you want to be able to do cross-platform, then the PlayStation is for you. If you're someone who looks more for subscription-based gaming, or you want a little higher-end graphics, then I'd probably recommend a PC or an Xbox. But overall, this is the best console on the market in my personal opinion. But with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on a new video. My name is Bryce. Thanks for hanging out in the studio today. That's going to be it for this one. Hope to see you in the next one.